Hey guys, tightrope bringing you a 1v1 today. We're on Twin Beaches. Spawning in the south, we've got Grunt with Afrika Korps, unselected on the battle group and going for 2 Peregrines. Start no Krautschützen, no 250 yet. On the top side, got Adamir at Magnum. Playing his US forces, who's gone for Airborne. Got 2 Pathfinders, 2 Engineers, a bit of an unusual start here. In terms of rankings, Grunt, I think in the mid-70s, Adamir 130. I do actually match up with Grunt quite often in my own games.
Captured. Shall we fortify? Get that area closed off.
So, familiar with him as a player. Usually tries some like slightly unconventional builds. Bit of a refreshing change to some of the gameplay experience.
Open up, Panzer Grenadiers! Contact! Get to ground!
There's a skirmish happening here. Pathfinder's looking to come up.
Let me guess. You want more sandbags?
Peregrines coming across. Going to be in close quarters against the Pathfinders, so pretty good matchup for them here. The Engineer's already a bit low. It might have been like a slight misclick targeting, causing them to reposition ever so slightly during the fight. Chases them away, switches back over the Pathfinders. Needs to get the Pioneers closer, the Panzer Pyros, because possible that if they're shooting at the moles on the far side, they're still in cover back there. There's 250 coming up here now. Dangerously late retreat. Peregrines on the other side in a 2-on-1. This time, not as good of an engagement. Going to try retreat to the building. So his caliber can't be nullified. Panzer Pyros jump inside. Going to come across to do some harass. And now 1 command point's unlocked. Going to drop in some paratroopers. Going for weapon support center and a very early mid tent. If you're not playing the build rifleman, I think this is like a reasonably sensible build. Maybe I'll trade out 1 engineer for 1 machine gun up to this point, but other than that, it's fine. I've done builds similar to this. But struggling a little bit to keep up here. Oh, can be hard to dodge those paratrooper grenades. Gonna tag out. Keep the Panzer Pyro inside the capture circle. Panzer Grunt jumping inside the 250. Holding onto the cutoff, but it's not even connecting anything. Pathfinder's down the bottom here. Doing some harass. 250 getting a little bit low. Gonna retreat here. Could do quite a lot of healing with this 250 back at base. Looks like that's what he's going to attempt. And Grunt going for like a reasonably fast tick up into assault grenadiers. And they should dominate these with our paratroopers. Paratroopers Vet 1 already, by the way. Very, very quick Vet 1. Dropping another paratrooper a little bit further back, but look at this map control right now for Adamir. Dominating. There's some good repairs and heals at the same time. Did not put a flamer on that early on. He's gone for sweepers here as well, so no flamer 250. I don't know if he's upgrading this 250/9.
Enemy forces have claimed our sector.
The autocannon perhaps. Yeah. Oh, maybe he's just spent on the sweepers. I was going to say, yeah, he's spent munitions, but it might just be on the sweeper. I believe when squads inside, they can't be hit by the flame damage, so doing pretty well against the flamer unit there. Making some inroads. Quite a long time before the healing's ready to go again though, so can't do any healing right now. Not making use of these sandbags here either for the capture. Might Might get punished a little bit as these guys come up the hill. Especially matters, you know, if your squad's already on low. By the time you get back behind cover, you can no longer fight at all. It's going to be a flak feeling for Grunt. That's in progress now. Getting out of there though, getting run off by the Paras, who are upgrading M1919s, not bazookas. Paras did do quite a lot of damage to the assault greens. Looks like the 250s coming back around. Assist just for combined arms can be pretty handy. If you're, you know, constructing a 250 early and assault greens early, could be good to try use them, especially if you're up against, like, in combination. If you're up against, like, no snares, no riflemen with snares, don't often come up against that against a US opponent. So, you know, you can make use of those free drop-off grenades, speed boost that the assault greens get as they dismount from the 250. Can be very handy. Grenade in. No dodge, a little bit sloppy there. That was getting very low, flak feeling, working hard. Motorpool's coming up now for Adamir. He's got a lot of fuel. Went for Infantry Support Centre, as we can see, got the captain on the field. Quite late ticking up though. I mean, it's pretty cheap to go for the Infantry Support Centre in terms of manpower. Probably could have had that done quite a bit earlier than this. Having to retreat though. At the moment, the composition of Grunt very dependent on the flak feeling. He doesn't have that many squads. So you got like 3, 6, 7 versus 4. It'll make it hard to keep up in terms of map control, especially against the fast capture rate that the Pathfinders have. You gotta make sure you're winning your fights. It's also a bit of a dangerous position for Grunt to be in. Flak feeling driving around. You know, quite often if you're up against a US player who's gone for paratroopers, it often enables like a pretty fast Greyhound. We can see in this case it's not going to be a particularly quick one, but you know, weapon support teams is a little bit cheaper. You don't have to worry about taking grenades or bars. So it usually allows for a very fast Greyhound. So if you don't have your flak feeling guarded with your snaring squads, maybe a Panzerjäger inside of 250, something like that, you're just asking for trouble. And he's indeed asking for trouble. He's decided to go for an LEIG call-in. Definitely a greedy option. Maybe he's expecting Adamir to be going straight for a Sherman. This definitely is a bit of a late Greyhound, considering how the match has developed to this point. In these situations, you want to be upgrading the machine gun first. You've got a wipe opportunity fresh out on the field, but some pretty good hits from the Greyhound's main gun gets the kill nonetheless. Yeah, I would recommend, you know, adapting. If you know your opponent's already got a lot of anti-tank on the field, you probably want the skirts first. Or if you're going to be fighting against an enemy vehicle, straight up. That feeling pops the AP rounds there. Quite far back here though. Not getting actually that much damage done. Kind of playing greedy. Staying in the fight for a long time.
The enemy have claimed our
250s coming out to deal with the Pathfinders, capping on the edge. Ooh, late retreat from the captain. And it gets wiped. Ouch. Grunt's bringing in the AT gun now. I think Grunt did end up delaying the LEIG, right? I think he called this in about the 9-minute mark. This means his next golem will be coming in quite a lot later. Feeling doesn't have the AP rounds going anymore. Not quite as good against the Greyhound. But still can't really fight with the steering squad in between them. AT guns out there. Maybe he's trying to bait Grunt. His first two mines only dropping one model each. Unfortunate for Grunt there. AT guns there now, connecting. Two engineers for repairs though, so very fast repair times on the Greyhound. Looks like Adamir is going to roll this into a second Greyhound now. Grunt is struggling to regather the edge of the map. And looks like another Greyhound's going to roll right down that side. Maybe look for the squad wipe. Is there one? Does have access to the smoke grenade? Where did the LAIG go this whole time, by the way?
We have command points that should be used.
Looks like Grunt has upgraded into combat half-tracks now. That's some extra indirect fire on the mortar half-tracks. Quite often if I'm upgrading combat half-tracks though, I'm getting like two 250s, one like early construction and one from the first call-in. I won't go for the LAIG in spite of how good it is. Often doesn't need it. Did I hear a Panzerbeam getting wiped? Panzerpio getting wiped somewhere. On the hill, it sounds like. Oof, not good for Grunt. And then use that first call-in for an AT gun or a Panzerjäger or something like that. Kind of just like maybe Grunt over-investing into indirect fire at this stage of the match when his opponent doesn't have any AT guns yet, doesn't have any machine guns, pretty mobile force. Not a lot for that indirect fire to actually shoot at. Despite of how good the LAIG is, you know. Sometimes it's not the right call. One of the worst maps for the LAIG as well. So large and wide. Has to be a little bit more aggressive with its positioning if it wants to auto-fire in a lot of these engagements. But yeah, two early wipes for Adamir. Panzergreen and Panzerpio down. 250 also dead. That's not as big of a deal, but maybe a little bit of a shame. Given the combat half-tracks upgrade. Again, trying to use those AP rounds absolutely max range, not allowing any opportunity to chase. If I was Grunt at this stage, I might be considering just trying to play on like half the map. Especially if he still had his Panzerpio. Oh, squad wipe maybe. Doesn't stay in there for long enough. Machine gun goes down. Panzerjägers are up there, but they get blasted. Kind of clumped up slightly on the wrong side of cover, and they're just getting knocked down so quickly. But the LAIG actually lands a nasty hit on the Greyhound. AT gun's coming around the corner. Greyhound's looking for the kill with the AT gun setting up and knocks him out. They just do survive, and suppression preventing the steal on the machine gun. That's huge for Grunt. He really needed that. Had to hold on to that machine gun. He's ticked straight up. He's got his Panzer company up. He's pretty close to a tank now as well. He went for the penetration bonus. Maybe that was to help the flak feeling against the Greyhound. It was doing pretty well. Like I was shocked at how well it was doing, but yeah, I guess that makes sense with the 30% extra pen. But Adamir, in spite of going for two Greyhounds, gonna hit the Sherman at roughly the same time. Got the healing as well. He's had very strong fuel control. Denied this fuel for quite a long time. Has had double fuels as well. Going through here with the Greyhound, knocks out the mortar half-track. Oh, but got hit with the tear gas round. Greyhound ends up paying for that with its life. There's a 3 in the build, but the Sherman's going to hit at basically the same time. Oh, he didn't recrew this machine gun. I suppose he didn't actually have that much to recrew it with. Engineer's going to try to jump on it. Oh.
We are falling behind. We must push
Looking for the kill now. All those engineers hanging on by a thread, but he's got a bit of speed coming down the road. One engineer goes down for the trouble, but here comes the Sherman. And I don't think the flak's going to be able to escape. And Adamir able to steal away the machine gun. It's a nice little rocket strike just to force the flak to move a bit. Reducing its DPS. Maybe preventing the decrew of that. Some side blockers in play a little bit here. T-Gun struggling against the Sherman. Gets 2 hits in though. There's the P3. P3 already with the penetration bonus does help it out quite a lot in this matchup. Have a look. See if Grunt has any upgrades. No. Hasn't had time for any upgrades yet. I suppose we should do the same for Adamir. Don't think he would have had any. Yeah. There's Sherman rush on top of the 2 Greyhounds. I'd be surprised. Maybe you could fit in one of the cheaper ones, like Demolitions package, but nothing else.
The enemy from their holes.
Interesting, he's unlocking the flame tank here. I wonder if he's going to try to go for like a command tank.
Our territory is in enemy hands.
Second P3 on the field now for Grunt. There's a bit of a window here. If he can maybe bait the Sherman in to take 1 or 2 shots with the AT gun, his double P3s can swoop in, knock it out. Kind of needed. Even though army sizes are equal at this stage, definitely feels like Adamir's army
in our favor.
is a little bit stronger, and he's poised to get that second tank very shortly. You know, he's got quite a bit of float here. Just needs a touch more fuel. Grunt needs to strike while the iron is hot here. AT gun power dropped in. Lands a shot on the P3, which is quite far forwards. Give you cover here, shielding the paratroopers from a lot of damage. Grunt, you know, having lost his panzer power, his repairs are quite bad. Might have to go for the repair upgrade here. Drops the repairs of Adamir though. Only has their 1 engineer, having lost the other, so that's a pretty big deal. Smoke out from the assault greens. AIG's there, landing a couple hits. Grunt in control of 2 VPs, and the victory point score is very close between the 2 players right now. Yeah, I think, you know, as Grunt, if you don't invest into those like upgrades right now, it's kind of hard to upgrade into them at any stage throughout the entire match. At this stage now, when you kind of need the repairs and the extra health can help you in the, you know, relatively small number tank engagements. Make a pretty big difference, maybe, you know, put you 1 shot extra to kill.
Confirming enemy point at 300 and dropping.
If you can squeeze it now, it makes a big deal. But Grunt going for a 3rd P3. Looks like he's going for a massive shock attack, which is a very all-in type strategy. He's coming down this side to the command tank early on, which is very strange, right? Instead of going down to like the loiter, he's got quite a lot of munitions. He could go for that loiter early on. He could even make use of the salvage if he wanted it. So we really need the resources from that. Oh, and here we go. Again, I think that was the tear gas round usage from Grunt. Helps knock out one of the Shermans, but he has decrewed the AT gun, and it looks like enemy is going to steal that. The P3s of Grunt kind of revealing their positioning by shooting at the recon plane can be quite annoying when this happens. Tipping his hand. He's going in for a base inspection. Honorable mid-temp back there is often a pretty good target. The AT guns Going through the middle though. I think if Grunt came down this side, went straight for the med tent, he'd be able to get it quite safely. Now the Sherman's looking for the kill on one of the P3s. Oh, misses the kill shot though. Very fortunate for Grunt. Overall though, didn't accomplish that much with his angle. As I said, he came down here, knocked out this mid tent, but backed away down this side pretty safely. Would have been a good choice, I think. Oh, and now he's rebuilding the Panzerpios. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think he needs to go for the order, appears. The Sherman's going in for more. Still about 18 seconds left on the cooldown, so if he's hoping to recon plane to get vision, it's not going to happen, but... Oh, the Sherman misses the kill shot again. That could open the door for the P3s to come in here and do some major damage. Got the P-Greens somewhat nearby for some support as well. Looks like the P3s are just going to play it safe. 2 AT guns are right there. Sherman's going to look for a squad wipe. Didn't have the canister rounds or anything like that. Skulking away in the corner. But yeah, I think Grunt has kind of missed his mark here. Needs to get those upgrades, you know. If you're going to spam P3s, you need them to be able to repair themselves and cap themselves, or even cap while repairing themselves off on the side point, you know. Otherwise, he's going to fall behind on territory quite badly, but at the moment, it's Adamir who's behind on territory, having lost those 2 Sherman tanks he had. He's been struggling a bit on the map, but he's kept up on the edge. And yeah, Grunt did end up building the command tank. I personally don't really like the command tank, but let's see how he goes with it. On high explosive rounds at the moment. Which is not anti-infantry.
We have vehicles available in reserve.
Okay. Recon planes up. There's very good vision of the P3s here. Especially backed up by the AT guns with some long range shots. Oof! Trying to plant a mine. It's interrupted. Right, posturing on the edge here. But again, it's the Pintos shooting at the recon plane, really betraying his position. Even though they're not directly in the recon zone. I can't remember if putting them on hold fire prevents that from happening.
Leave nothing to the enemy.
I can't remember. Definitely would be worth trying out though. You would have to remember to turn hold fire off once you start the fight. And this does give a warning signal to Adamir to reposition the AT gun, sees the Panzer III's coming. He's going in though. This AT gun doesn't have the best penetration, but more than enough at this range. A bit of a drive-by, a lot of his tanks very low, decrews 1 AT gun. Oh, looks like he's got smoke on the command tank at least. P3's going to escape, he's going to sacrifice this.
A unit has died in battle.
But now he's got almost no units left here, Grunt. Lost those Panzerpios, lost his AT gun, lost his Panzerjägers. He was relying on that push to do something, but so easily scouted out by the recon planes just because of the Pintos. And Adamir's coming in for a bit of a base inspection now. Nice, the LEIG here. Never managed to get healing on his infantry, by the way. Definitely hurts in a longer match.
Command points available.
He hasn't got armored reserves either. Recon plane up in the air again. That man knows exactly what's happening. Well, you know, decent spread on the map, about half the muni points. So I can use this pretty frequently. My time it cools down, he's just about got enough munitions to use it again, you know?
Losing grasp of a victory point!
He is losing on the capture circles right across the battlefield.
We have lost control of a victory
Sitting in his
point.
base, he's still got a pretty healthy VP lead. Doesn't need to be desperate. KD is pretty close in the infantry department, but as you can see, vehicles now ahead for Adamir. He's knocked out
Any
2.
victory points. How could this happen?
Well, that's wrong, isn't it? It's been 2 Greyhound kills and a
300 points remaining. Say again.
Sherman kill.
300
It should be
points
3
remaining.
for Grunt. And he's going to try to open up the base. 3 Sherman tanks now for Adamir. P3s are fast here. Have they got the speed boost now? Nope. Just quick. Maybe a bit of a speed bonus on the road. Knocks out one of the Pathfinders. Pretty helpful
Have
for
been cut off. Re-establish a connection.
knocking down the capping power of Adamir. Here come the Shermans. They're looking for some revenge. Squad wipe on retreat.
X-38 is entering
Quick
the
kill
field.
there. They've also got all of their pintles.
We have only 250 points remaining.
I believe the Sherman has a pretty strong pintle as well as compared to all the others. Oof. Okay, AT gun for Grunt here. He used flat built-in AT gun though. He didn't go for a call-in. He must have a call-in ready. And if he went for the call-in, he'd get the AT gun. Then he could upgrade like a mortar half-track as well. But maybe he's saving up for the loiter. He's very close to that now, but he's lost control of the high munitions point. No auto repairs. Really hurting him here. He's only got 1 squad left to repair with. Don't think he's got any repair upgrades on that either. And Adamir going for a chaffy here. Kind of getting close to his population limit now. But yeah, never finding the time to go for the auto repair upgrade. Hurting Grunt badly in this ultra late scenario.
Our forces are down to 200 points.
Can't even get repaired. Brings in the strafe. P3 getting out of there. Oh, still lost about half of its health. And now all of the P3s are very low. The Shermans not going to capitalize on this immediately, at least. Rockets did some damage to the AT gun as well. There he goes now. He's mobilizing everything. Oh, finally Grunt's got the auto repairs. Wow. But a little bit too late, because here come the Shermans. Could be a good time for Adamir to pop the loiter up. Recon loiter, but no, that's the loiter of Grunt. Oh, oh, the AT gun absolutely max range knocks out one of the P3s. This guy might be in store for another pass. No. Catches the Sherman out the back there. The Sherman having a bit of a hard time against the P3s. Driving back through the loiter. He's going to take another pass. Huge misplay there by Adamir. Wow, that's some bad tank driving. He just drove off to this side and around here would have got away just fine. Definitely that OP Axis loiter saving the day there for Grunt, knocking out 2 Sherman tanks. And he's draining out, but slowly. Pushing out another P3 here.
Engines running.
Loiter's timed out now. Here comes the recon loiter.
Enemy
And
forces have taken our
the
territory.
recon loiter does stop these guys from repairing, remember? Because they're shooting at the planes. They're not out of combat. And it interrupts the repair rates.
Don't let that infantry close the gap.
Proximity alarm near our
So
victory
that
point.
is causing a bit of an issue here for Grunt. Things are all pretty healthy right now. Looks like he's going to switch sides, try to get away from the AT guns. Adamir will be able to see this coming with all the intel from this recon plane. Rebuilt one of his Sherman tanks.
Commandant, the enemy
Dominating the map right now, so he can afford all sorts of munitions purchases. And I think Grunt may be getting baited in a little bit here. Jeffrey making a play. Gets away, still on one shot, the AT guns. Looks like he's got the tungsten, you can see the green traces on the shots. Doesn't manage to knock anything out there, Grunt. Go for another P3. So yeah, he went for tungsten, that's interesting.
Confirmed. We have 100 points remaining.
I think if you've already got the 30% bonus pin here, maybe you don't need the tungsten quite as badly. I think I'd probably go for rapid advance so I could do some capping with them while repairing. Oh, no troopers here, camouflage. Try to catch him unawares, but Grunt, paying attention, dodges that nicely.
We have 75 points
Definitely helps with the Panzer III's pretty fast. That was a heavy tank, might have had trouble getting out of there in time. Going out to the far edge, Grunt draining out on the VPs very, very quickly. Pathfinder's long-range vision here, helping. Smokes out to safety.
Only 50 points remain. We must
So in situations like this, if you're up against a formation, generally you want to maybe try probe on one side with like one tank. If you've got a lot of tanks, like Grunt does, you want to probe on one side, force the AT guns to face that side, then rush in with the rest of them directly. That way you can catch the AT guns unaware. P3 might be able to win this thanks to its penetration advantage. There's upgrades.
Our victory point is being neutralized by the enemy.
AT guns are there again. P3's getting very low. They're trading pretty well though.
A Panzer III has been struck.
As Jaeger calling brought in. Oh, but not
Enemy forces have captured the
quickly
victory
enough.
point.
We'll try to jump out of this.
We have lost the transport.
There's this, yeah, this is a massive collapse from Grunt in the late game.
A Panzer III has been struck.
The day is lost.
Surrender there, it looks like. Understandable. So yeah, Grunt trying some stuff out here. The command tank, I think, is not really worth getting. I just feel like it's not that good. I think he should have tried getting the auto repair earlier, once 2 P3s were on the field. That felt like the timing window. He's constantly struggling for repairs the whole match because he got that so late. And then I think if you're going to make a big all-in, like he did, you know, I think it was 3 P3s and the command tank, all charging straight ahead. You're going to make a big all-in like that, you need a bit more intel with what's happening, especially if you're up against double AT guns. Because driving head-on into double AT guns, you just take so much damage on the way through. It doesn't often work. You can, you know, catch them, come in from the other side, force the reposition. Makes things so much more successful. On Adamir's side, yeah, the early game build, don't know why the Greyhound was so late. I think one of the advantages of this kind of build is that you can get that Greyhound out so quickly. And maybe the Greyhounds weren't used to their full potential on this map. Such a wide map, so good at, you know, keeping control of the flanks, chasing down things, looking for wipes on retreat. There wasn't much threat from Grunt in return for a counter kill. Didn't have like any Panzerjägers in a 250. They could, you know, chase down the Greyhound if they got low. So could operate pretty confidently with those Greyhounds. Split them up dominate the map that way. Instead, kind of played into Grunt's hands, playing kind of through the middle with the Greyhounds, constantly running into the Afrika Korps AT gun. But yeah, in the late game, we saw the issues. And we're having an easier go of things than Grunt for sure. You see, no, I didn't go for any upgrades here either. What else? Something else I was thinking about, but I cannot remember it right now. Yeah, never got any healing as well. Which definitely hurts the manpower economy over the long game. Grunt, even though he didn't build much infantry, kind of lost his stuff a little bit recklessly throughout the match. It's definitely a lot easier to lose your units if you're constantly sending them out on low health. Do have to watch out for those like chases as well when you're capping up on this side of the map. Greyhounds, those long chases back to base. Mines can help you out there a lot. You just have to be aware of the positioning. Might have to retreat early before the Greyhound even shows up. Yeah, and I don't know, maybe something I need to double check. If putting your tank on hold fire will stop those pintles from shooting at recon planes. Because if that's not how it works, it's how it should work. And that way you can avoid your P3s giving away your positioning when they're outside of the recon loiter circle. And you can let the auto repair tick because you're out of combat, not wasting bullets shooting at planes. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like Good Game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.